All you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNINews video. And today I'm going to be covering all things Marvel, and I wanted to start off by sharing some new images released by Diamond Select Toys for two statues in their PVC line. So the first statue is based on Iron Man from the upcoming Avengers Infinity War movie. He'll be wearing his Mark 50 armor, and you've got kind of a diorama scene going on with this. I'm not really sure what those things are in the back there behind the figure. It's kind of weird. I'm guessing it's something that we see in the movie. I don't know if it's related to his armor or what. He's got the arm cannons, which he's firing. So overall, a pretty cool statue, which stands about 9 inches tall. And then the other statue is based on Venom. This is a comic book version of Venom, and it shows Eddie Brock transforming into the symbiote. And again, both of these statues are 9 inches tall, made with PVC, and are currently available for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store. Now switching to the action figure front, Mezco Toys this week revealed official images for their upcoming 112 Collective Blade figure. So this is Blade based on the comics, not the movie, not Wesley Snipes, even though the head sculpts do have a little bit of a trace of Wesley Snipes in there. I guess because he's got the hair with these, sometimes Blade is portrayed as being bald, but both head sculpts that come with this figure do have hair, and one is just a normal looking head sculpt. The other head sculpt has his mouth open and you can see his fangs. Both head sculpts have sunglasses that you can take off, so you get basically two different pairs of removable sunglasses with this. You also get a bunch of different weapons. So he comes with two guns, a shotgun and a machine gun, and those have blast effects that you can attach to those weapons. He comes with his signature sword, and there's a sheath that goes along with that. And then he also comes with two of the double-bladed boomerangs that we often see him use, 3 spikes for spiking vampires, multiple pairs of hands, and then the figure stand like we always see, and with this one you've got the Blade logo on the base of the stand. Now this figure is currently up for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store. Now for those of you who collect the new Marvel Toybox figures from Disney, these are the figures that are sold exclusively at Disney stores. They're about 4 inches tall, and the designs of these figures are loosely based on the Disney Infinity game, so they have a very animated kind of look and feel to them, but they are articulated. So the new figures that were revealed for the Marvel line include Doctor Strange, as well as Ant-Man and Wasp. So these reveals come from the new catalogs that are shipping with the newest figures, the incredible figures that they're doing also for the Toy Box line. And we can tell, definitely Doctor Strange, and then the other two have been blacked out, but again, we can tell that based on the silhouettes that the figures are going to be Wasp and Ant-Man, probably to correspond with the upcoming movie. Okay, and then on the Marvel Legend front, I don't really have any new reveals to share with you guys, but I do have some updates on previously announced products. So first of all, for those of you who are wanting to get your hands on that Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War 3-pack with the Thor figure, with the eye patch, and then the Teenage Groot and Rocket Raccoon, which was previously announced as a Toys R Us exclusive before they ended up declaring bankruptcy, that set has actually started to hit Toys R Us stores. The Ant-Man and Stinger set has also started to see a release at Toys R Us stores. So some Toys R Us stores do continue to get new product, and so apparently, at least in a limited fashion, those two sets are starting to hit shelves. From what I can tell, they're primarily hitting stores that are closest to the distribution centers, which are basically on the West Coast and the East Coast. So if you live in the middle of the United States, I don't know what your chances of finding these are. And again, we definitely know the Stinger and Ant-Man 2-pack is going to be available at comic specialty shops and online e-tailers. That set is currently up for pre-order. And while we have not heard anything officially on the Thor 3-pack, I feel pretty confident that too will probably be made available through online e-tailers and stuff. So if you can't find these at Toys R Us, don't panic. Don't run to eBay and pay $500 for them. I feel pretty confident that you'll be able to get your hands on these two sets at a fairly reasonable price sooner or later. Now, while we're on the subject of Toys R Us, I also just wanted to update you on things going on with them. So a couple weeks ago, I had told you how the MGA Entertainment CEO, who goes by the name of Isaac Lauren, had made an offer, or was planning on making an offer. He had put together a group of investors and was going to try and buy out about 200 stores here in the U.S., along with the Canadian division of Toys R Us, to keep them going. So apparently he did put in a bid, which was said to be about $675 million, but apparently Toys R Us did reject that offer. I don't have any other real details on it, why they rejected it or what have you, but that offer was rejected. Now, there are indications that there are other offers by other non-disclosed individuals or companies or what have you that have also made offers on Toys R Us, so it's not necessarily guaranteed that, you know, the Canadian stores and these 200 stores will definitely close, but at least, you know, the initial news about the MGA Entertainment CEO trying to buy Toys R Us and keep those stores open apparently has failed. So I just wanted to update you on that. If we hear any more updates on that, I'll be sure to let you know. Now, also, as far as the clearance sales go, this week Toys R Us upped their discounts on action figures to 15%. Previously, it had only been 10%, so still not a huge discount. You know, if you're buying a $20 figure, it's going to cost you now about $17. But, you know, if you can find something good like these new 2-packs and 3-packs, you know, it might be worth picking up. My store, I checked my store the other day, and they had nothing. They really hadn't stocked anything since these clearance sales had begun, so there really wasn't anything left there that was any good. And probably more stores than not will be like that, but again, like I said, the discounts have gone up. Now, they advertise, like, you know, the store I went into said, you know, up to 40% off, but of course when you get in there, the action figures are only 15% off, unfortunately. Same thing with like Legos were previously 5%. I didn't check the Lego aisle, so they may have upped that up as well, though my the Lego section at my store was pretty much already wiped clean, so definitely really wasn't much there, even if they do up the discounts on the Legos. But again, action figures, you know, the discounts at Toys R Us stores now are up to 15%. In other Marvel Legend news today, we got word that the Cull Obsidian Black Dwarf wave, this is the second wave of Avengers with the remaining Avengers Infinity War figures, or at least remaining ones that we know of, has started to see a release in Bangkok, Thailand. So these images come via the Hungry Collector, who I talked to. These are his images. He found these figures on sale at a mall during his lunch break. Now, he said the figures cost about $38, the equivalent of $38 each there. He didn't actually buy any of the figures, but he just snapped some pictures of them there in the store. So it is kind of a new in-hand look at these figures. Now, these figures, and again, I've checked with several sources, aren't really supposed to be out here in the United States until June. So, you know, it's still probably sometimes away before we see these figures here in the U.S. But again, they have apparently started to hit shelves over in, you know, overseas in Thailand. So, you know, if you live there, if you're watching this video and that's where you live, you might want to start checking for these. And just to recap, this is the wave that includes the Avengers Infinity War Thor. This is the second Thor from Infinity War that we're getting. This is the one where he has both of his eyes and has the Stormbreaker hammer. Then we're getting Black Widow with the blonde hair. We're getting Ant-Man and the Wasp, and these are based on their appearance in the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. So technically, these aren't Avengers Infinity War figures. And then we're getting comic book-based figures of Black Knight and Malekith, and then again the Build-A-Figure for this wave is the Cull Obsidian. Okay, and then finally in non-action figure news, today 20th Century Fox revealed the final trailer for Deadpool 2. Now, if by some chance you haven't seen it, I'll put a link to it in the video description below. But I just wanted to share some quick thoughts on it. I thought overall, you know, the movie looks funny. It looks, you know, much on par with the previous Deadpool movie. So I definitely think I'll enjoy it. You know, nothing that kind of knocked my socks off, but definitely some scenes that, you know, kind of made me laugh. I like the scene where Cable's firing his gun at him, and like he deflects the first bullet with his swords, but then like Cable empties the magazine, and it looks like he's like deflecting all the bullets. And then when you look closer, it's you see all these bullet holes in his chest. So basically, he missed most of the gunshots. So that was kind of funny. And then we got to see, I guess they're revealing Shatterstar as part of X-Force in this movie, which looks like they're basically making fun of Shatterstar because this guy looks like a total dweeb in the costume. He's got the swords and everything, but definitely he does not look like Shatterstar did in the comic books. And then a new character by the name of Peter, who apparently has no powers whatsoever, but Deadpool decides to let him join his superhero team X-Force. So again, I think it'll be an interesting movie. There's, they make fun of the DC universe by saying Cable is awfully dark. Is he sure he's not part of the DC universe? And then there's a mention of Thanos in the trailer as well, which is kind of funny. And that movie, just in case you've forgotten, is slated to open on May 18th. Okay, so that's it for today's news video. Let me know what you guys think about everything we talked about in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're so inclined, please like this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch accounts. It's a good way to keep up. If you're not getting notifications for when new videos go up or what have you, YouTube's been having a lot of issues lately. So that's just a good way to kind of keep track of when new videos go up and such. So again, I have links to all of those in my video description below. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.